Hit that subscribe button, guys, for the latest in boxing. So the unified heavyweight champion of the world, or the true heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua, is going to be facing, of course, Alexander Povetkin next month. And I think these are the tactics he should use against Povetkin. Alright, this is just my opinion, okay? And how I see this fight, and how I think, what I think should, would benefit Anthony Joshua against somebody like Alexander Povetkin. Now, when it comes to this fight, right from the start, Anthony Joshua has the height and the reach advantage. He's 6'6", and he has like an 82-inch reach, I believe. He also has the youth advantage. He's about 10 years the junior of Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin is a short heavyweight, right? He's about 6'2", but he looks really like he's about 6 feet or 5'11". He doesn't look tall. He doesn't look like he's 6'2". He actually looks shorter to me. And he has a short arm reach. I believe it's either 78 inches, so he's the shorter guy. Povetkin, being the shorter guy, is going to be coming forward. Povetkin fights one way every fight. He comes forward in a line and he throws hooks. He throws hooks because he's a short heavyweight. One thing I notice about Povetkin is he lunges a lot, right? You look at him, he throws a hook, and when he throws a hook, he leaves himself exposed to being countered. He leaves himself exposed to being hit with a right hand down the pipe. He leaves himself exposed to being countered with an uppercut because it's not even a joke. He literally leaps in, he lunges in, and leaves his chin up in the air. Alexander Povetkin comes down the pipe. I think what Joshua needs to do is he needs to establish his jab. He needs to throw a jab right down the pipe against Alexander Povetkin, because he's going to have a guy coming forward, throw a jab in his face to get his respect. Because if you don't throw a jab in Alexander Povetkin's face, he's just going to come forward, keep throwing punches, because he's not going to worry that, okay, this guy's going to be throwing jabs at me, I have to dip and dodge. He's just going to be coming forward. So throw a jab to stop him in his tracks. When he gets in close, when he gets in close, because he's going to get in close. When he gets in close, you're bigger than Alexander Povetkin. You're younger. You're probably much stronger in the inside. You're probably physically stronger. When he gets in close, I want you to lean on him. Put your 6'6", 240-pound frame on Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin is a little heavyweight. He's 6 feet tall, right? And he's a 39-year-old heavyweight. You're younger, you're bigger, you outweigh him. You probably most likely outweigh him. Lean on him. Don't do it like Klitschko, where you're putting, where you're literally, putting your whole, like you're jumping on his back or something. But lean on Alexander Povetkin when it goes in close. This is gonna tire him out. Alexander Povetkin looked absolutely exhausted when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. Look at how exhausted he looked. You wanna know why he was so exhausted? Because Vladimir Klitschko kept leaning on him. Every time he got in close, he would lean on him. He would shove him in the floor. He was being very dirty and very physical with Alexander Povetkin. He was absolutely exhausted by those tactics. Those tactics wore him out because he was literally wrestling with Alexander Povetkin. And when you're 6'2" and you got a guy who's 6'7", 250 pounds leaning on you every round, that's going to tire you out. It's going to really fatigue you. And that's what happened with Alexander Povetkin. Joshua could use those same type of tactics. When he gets in close, lean on him. Put your 240-pound frame on him. And you're going to gas him up. Alexander Povetkin always had an engine problem, right? He's a guy who gasses out. After 5 rounds, look at how exhausted he looks. He always gasses out. So that's one tactic I think he should use against Alexander Povetkin. Take advantage of your height and your weight and your overall physical advantage, the fact that you're much bigger than him. Take advantage of that and use it against Alexander Povetkin. Lean on him to tire him out. Whenever he comes in, always throw uppercuts. Alexander Povetkin lunges in with his head up in the air and he's begging to get hit with uppercuts. I've seen Alexander Povetkin get hit with uppercuts in every one of his single fights. Like literally, this guy gets hit with uppercuts against everyone he fought. He got hit with an uppercut against Vladimir Klitschko. He got hit with an uppercut against Carlos Takam. He got hit with an uppercut against Manuel Char. He got hit with an uppercut even against Nikolai Firfa. Nikolai Firfa is a journeyman. He actually rocked Alexander Povetkin with an uppercut. As Alexander Povetkin was coming in, he threw an uppercut and he rocked him. Yeah, he actually rocked him. So, like I said, don't believe me, look at Alexander Povetkin fights. He's a sitting duck. He's a sitting duck for uppercuts. This is why I noticed that Anthony Joshua, AJ loves throwing uppercuts. Look at the uppercuts. He knocked out Dillian White with an uppercut. Who could forget that brutal uppercut against Dillian White? He also almost decapitated Vladimir Klitschko with uppercuts. Anthony Joshua throws really good killer uppercuts, and he uses his full, he puts full power behind those uppercuts. He knocked out Dillian White with a brutal uppercut. He almost decapitated Vladimir Klitschko with a brutal uppercut on the inside. So, take advantage of the fact that Alexander Povetkin is vulnerable to uppercuts on the inside. When he comes in, throw uppercuts with full power. And I have a big feeling he's gonna catch. Like I have this big intuition that Alexander Povetkin will get rocked and rocked badly with an AJ uppercut. I think this is gonna happen because he's literally comes in with his head lunging. So I think he should throw uppercuts all night, and I think eventually he will catch Povetkin with an uppercut and hurt him. So keep him at bay with the uppercut. Lean on him to tire him out. Throw uppercuts whenever he comes in. Throw body shots. He's going to be coming forward 24/7, round after round. He's going to do this for 12 rounds. Even if he's exhausted, he's going to do this. Slow the man down. Throw body shots. Throw body shots against Alexander Povetkin. Go to his... Also, bully him. What I mean by bully him, you're much bigger than him. So when he's on the inside and he's throwing those body shots, throw body shots on the inside against Povetkin, and then rough him up, roughhouse him. Have him. Put him. Some people might call this dirty, but put him in a headlock. Push him against the ropes, tire him out. Be physical with Alexander Povetkin. This is gonna tire him out really bad. And as you're being physical and you're leaning on him, he's gonna tire out. He's gonna fatigue. Then throw body shots, throw uppercuts while you're doing that. You're going to be hitting him because he's a sitting duck for uppercuts. Hit him like that with uppercuts, tire him out. And by the second half of the fight, and do this from the start of the fight. By the second half of the fight, he's going to be exhausted. He's going to be exhausted because he's been leaned on. He's going to be exhausted because he's been hit into the body. He's going to be exhausted because he had a 6'6" heavyweight, being physical with him, roughing him up, roughhousing him. He's going to be exhausted and hurt and fatigued from those uppercuts that he's been receiving. And at that point, you're probably going to see him stumbling all over the ring. Then, start throwing combinations, right? Left hooks. Start, setting him up. Throw a jab, set him up to hit him with a left hook. But I really think Povetkin is a sitting duck for uppercuts. And I think this is a key for Alexander Povetkin to get the knockout. Like, I really believe that Alexander Povetkin will get knocked out or at least rocked via a AJ uppercut. So I think that's what he needs to focus on. Every time he sees him coming in, throw an uppercut. And again, when he gets in close, smother him. Don't let him get his punches off. Alexander Povetkin wants to get on the inside and let his punches go to try and knock your head off. So when he comes in, tie him up. And be physical with him and tire him out. Like Vladimir Klitschko did. Just don't, physically push him to the floor or put your elbow in his face. But there's nothing wrong with, going on the inside against someone and pushing them back and being physical with them. I mean, Andre Ward did this against Alan Green. Look at Andre Ward versus Alan Green. Andre Ward smothered Alan Green. Very physical with him. Alan Green couldn't get his punches off. That was the best tactic he did with Alan Green. Even Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton used to smother guys 24/7. And it worked. It was effective. So I think that's a really good tactic for someone who fights like Alexander Povetkin. Remember, you're younger than Alexander Povetkin. He's a 39-year-old at this point. Exhaust him. Being physical with Alexander Povetkin really it fatigues him. Like, I never seen him so fatigued in all of his fights than when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. And it was because Vladimir Klitschko kept roughhousing him. He kept having him on the inside. And he was exhausted against Vladimir Klitschko. So I think those are some tactics that AJ should imply. Uppercuts. Remember, AJ, uppercuts, man. You're going to really hurt this man with uppercuts. I think that's crucial. So, anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. And thanks for watching.